So today we'll be going for this ratio analysis. Okay. So in this we will be dealing with this unit 3, that is ratio analysis. It is a bit bigger chapter where you come across many formulas, not one or two, many formulas, around 30 to 40 you can say. So you have to apply your mind, think and do. It is not difficult. Even formulas are not difficult. If you understand the concept, you can frame that formula. So here you'll be learning about definition and meaning of ratio analysis, importance, limitations. From here we'll be starting. That is, these are different types of ratios: profitability ratio, turnover ratios. Okay. Then liquidity ratio. First we'll be starting with liquidity ratio and leverage ratios. Okay. You see in this particular syllabus, consider if I go for liquidity ratio, it is given only current ratio and liquid ratio, but here you have still different types of ratios. Okay, I'll be dealing with all the types of ratios over here. Okay, so I think all of you still remember what is management accounting. As I told you, it's a mixture of management as well as accounting. Accounting, already you know what you have to do. You have accounts with you, you have statements with you. Taking those statements, you are going to analyze, get a result and give it to the management for further decisions. These are the definitions which I just going through this. According to J.S. Batty, defines management accounting is a term used to describe the accounting methods, systems and techniques which, coupled with special knowledge and ability to assist management in its task of maximizing profit and minimizing losses. We have already seen financial analysis and interpretation. You might have understood. You're taking the statements and then you're going to analyze that. So now we'll come for this. What is financial ratio? Or first of all, we have to understand what is a ratio. All of you know that a ratio refers to a numerical or quantitative relationship between two items. When I write something like this, 2 semicolon, colon and 1, what does this mean? This is a ratio. I'm calling this as 2:1 ratio. Okay, this are two quantitative terms. 2 is a quantitative term, 1 is a quantitative term. ಇವೆರಡನ್ನ ನೀವು ರಿಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರಿ. You are relating these two quantitative terms. ಎರಡು numbers ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು relate ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರಿ. That we call it as ratio. And when it is written in this format, 2:1, we call it as 2:1. This is the ratio form. I think all of you have studied about this earlier in your school, and even in statistics you might have studied this. You see, an analysis of financial statements with the help of ratio is called ratio analysis. Analysis of financial statements. Till now you have gone through comparative statement, common size statement and trend analysis. Now we are comparing this into ratios, so it is called as ratio analysis. What are financial ratios? Financial ratios are created with the use of numerical values taken from financial statements to gain meaningful information about the company. The numbers found on a company's financial statements, that is balance sheet, income statement and cash flow statement, are used to perform quantitative analysis and assess the company's liquidity position, its leverage, its growth, margins, profitability, rates of returns, valuation and more. You see, till now up to accounts, you know, you have statement of income or income statement you can say, and you have statement of assets and liabilities. So now, taking those things, you have learned how to compare. When it is comparing, it is between two periods. Common size also comparing of two periods. Trend analysis, 2 or more number of years. But here what you will do is within 1 year or the same year, last year data you're taking, you are comparing within itself. What is the ratio between current assets and current liabilities? That you will be studying. Which is more? What is the standard ratio? Whether it is more than standard ratio or less than standard ratio, this you will be studying over here. Profitability, whether profit is in ratio with shareholders funds, sales, gross profit, all these things you'll be studying. You're comparing the last year data, you're taking everything, the statement of assets and liabilities as well as income statement. So you have different types of ratios. There you will learn how to compare one item with the another. These you will be studying as we go on studying different types of ratios. Ratio analysis can be defined. Ratio analysis. Ratio analysis can be defined as the process of ascertaining the financial ratios that are used for indicating the ongoing financial performance of a company. Using few types of ratios such as I told you, liquidity ratio, profitability ratio, activity ratios, debt, market solvency, efficiency and coverage ratios are few examples of such ratios are return on equity, current ratio, quick ratio, dividend payout ratio, debt equity ratio and so on. Each of these ratios you'll be studying separately. Each of this is a topic in this chapter. So you'll be studying in detail how to find the liquidity ratio. What are the different types of ratios? What is current ratio? How to calculate it? They are very simple, but you will be studying all these separately. All these are very important ratios. So what is ratio analysis? It is a process of ascertaining the financial ratios. Here you stay. Ratio analysis is a process used for calculation of financial ratios, or in other words, for the purpose of evaluating the financial well-being of a company. The values used for the calculation of financial ratios of a company are extracted from financial statements of that same company. Now, for example, all of you know about NAC. So there is one question over there. What is the ratio between staff and students? So in our department, we are 10 staff. There are 300 students. So what is the ratio we say? For every student or for 300 students, there are 10 staff. Okay, this is the ratio. That means one staff for 30 students. This we call it as a ratio. There is always a standard set. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಯಾವುದೇ ನೀವು ಎಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರಿ, ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್. ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಒಂದು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು? 2 ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ 1 ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ₹1 ನಿಮ್ದು ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅದಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ₹2 ಇರಬೇಕು. This is current ratio we are calling. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕಲಿತೀರಿ. Here you are going to calculate that. How to calculate? Current assets ಎಷ್ಟು, current liabilities ಎಷ್ಟು. ಈಗ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ 2:1 ಅದ. ಈಗ ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ your liquidity position is weak. If it is exactly same, then it is correct. If it is more than that, your liquidity position is high. But if it is too high, then it is risk to the company. ನಿಮಗೆ ₹1 ಕೊಡೋದಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ₹5 ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂಡಬಾರ್ದು. 2 is enough. Okay, 2.5 is enough, not more than 3. This is how you have to calculate and analyze over here. A ratio is a mathematical relationship between two items expressed in quantitative form. This you have studied. Ratios can be defined as relationships expressed in quantitative terms between two figures which have caused and effect relationships, or which are connected with each other in same manner or the other. An accounting ratio can be defined as quantitative relationship between two or more items of the financial statements connected with each other. Arithmetically, ratio is a comparison of the numerator and denominator. The essence of ratio is putting together two figures to study their relationship. The study is in the form of analysis, interpretation, and expression of all the ramifications of the relationships. I've just read out this. The meaning is same. It's a relationship between two quantitative terms, two numbers. ಎರಡು numbers ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರಿ. Okay, ಈಗ for example if you write 2 divided by 1, ಇದು 2 ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, this is numerator, this is denominator. ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಂತೀರಿ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. this is 2, we call it as numerator. ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಲಿನ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ that is numerator, ತೆಳಗಿಂದು denominator. ಓಕೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ತರ ಬರೀತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ 2:, ಈ ತರ ನೀವು ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಸೇಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಏನ್ ನೀವು ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ನಾಗ ಬರ್ದಿರಲ್ಲ, ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು 2 divided by 1 ಅಂತೀರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 2:1. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನಿ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬರ್ತದ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ವೈಸ್. ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ನೋ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿಸ್ percentage, expressing something in the form of percentages. Or inon birthday, that is we call it as times. You'll be studying it further. Now mode of expression of ratios, idin yav thara express ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. express ಅಂದ್ರೆ sense ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ different formulas ಅವ, ನೀವು calculate ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. calculate ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ತರ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. okay, how you are going to present it to the management so that it can understand. ಈಗ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 20 girls ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್? 100%, 70%. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ one is proportion, second one is rate or times, and third one is percentage. You can call this as proportion or ratio, rate or times, and then percentage. So first one, in proportion. In this type of expression, the amount of two items are expressed in a common denominator. Okay. So first one, in proportion, or we call it as ratio. In this type of expression, the amounts of two items are expressed in a common denominator. An example of this form of expression is the relationship between current assets and current liabilities as 2:1. I told you 2 is the number, illi colon hakiri, idu admel 1. So this you have to read it as 2:1. Usually ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ರೇಷಿಯೋಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಇದೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡಿಟಿ ರೇಷಿಯೋಸ್. ಇನ್ ರೇಟ್ or times or coefficient. In this type of expression, a coefficient obtained by dividing one item by another is taken as unit of expression. Example of this form of expression is cost of sales divided by average cost, say 8. Thus, 8 times is the ratio between cost of sales and stock. Cost of sales rupees olaga. Stock is in number of items. So here there are two different units. In this, what you are seeing, you are calling it into number of times. Each times of stock you have as a cost of sales. Okay, this will be understanding further. Next, in percentage. In this type of expression, a coefficient obtained by dividing one item by another is multiplied by 100. Okay. All of you know percentage ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ into 100 ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. Whatever you get, you are putting it in the form of percentage. This you have learned in previous financial analysis and interpretation. Okay, so all these three things you should know. What are these three things? They are the modes of expression. These are the ratios may be expressed in any one of the following forms: proportion, rate or times, and percentage. Okay, clear about this? Next, we'll go for advantages of ratio analysis. The information shown in financial statement does not signify anything individually because the facts shown are interrelated. Hence, it is necessary to establish relationship between various items to reveal significant details and throw light on all notable financial and operational aspects. Ratio analysis caters to the needs of various parties interested in financial statements. The basic objective of ratio analysis is to help management in interpretation of financial statements to enable it to perform the managerial functions efficiently. ಏನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಇದ್ರೊಳಗ? ಎರಡು ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಅವ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ರಿಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರಿ. ಆ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಐದರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಫಾರ್ಮ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಆರ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆರ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಎದಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರಿ? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಯು. By seeing the balance sheet and income statement, a layman cannot understand what it is. Okay, ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ಕೋತ ಹೋಗಿರಿ, ಇನ್ವೆಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿರಿ, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿರಿ, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿರಿ. He doesn't know whether you are what type of profit you have. Current assets ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರಬೇಕು compared to current liabilities. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you have to take it in this format. Directors of the companies, CEOs of the companies, owners of the companies, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಸ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ? ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್. The following are the advantages of ratio analysis. First one is forecasting. Forecasting ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದಿಂದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ನೀವ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಹಿಂದಿನ ಡಾಟಾ ತಗೋತೀರಿ, ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ದೆನ್ ಯು ಸೇ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್. ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾಕ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಅದ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್. ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ 1 ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ 2 ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಯುವರ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡಿಟಿ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಲೋ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ₹1 ಅದ, ನೀವು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದು ₹2. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದನ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಡಾಟಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಡಿಪಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಆ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನರ್ಸ್, ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲೆಸ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ದ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಮುಂದೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ. Next, managerial control. Ratios can be used as instrument of control regarding sales, cost and profit. Cost ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ, ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದ ಇಲ್ಲ, ವೆದರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅರ್ನ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆರ್ what type of profit, net profit, before tax, after tax, all these calculations you will be learning. Facilitates communication naturally. As I told you, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಹೋಗೋ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಶಿ ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್? ಶಿ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್. ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದಾವ, ವೆದರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್, ಇಷ್ಟು ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅದ, ನೀವಿನ್ನು ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ದಿಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ. Ratios facilitate the communication function of management as ratios convey the informations relating to the present and future quickly, forcefully and clearly. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ನೀವು ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಡಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಹೋದ ವರ್ಷ ಮಾರ್ಚ್ಗೆ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ನಾವು ಟುಡೇ ಇಸ್ ಮೇ, now I want to know the condition of working capital. So you tell your manager and he will calculate as per last year data and he will give it to you. Okay, it is a continuous process. First day ne heli nan what is management accounting, it's a continuous process. Year end ge year starting now calculate ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಗಿಸಲ್ಲ. Measuring efficiency. Ratio helps to know operational efficiency by comparison of present ratios with those of the past working and also with those of the other firms in the industry. Efficiency, ನೀವು past the past ಒಳಗೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಹೆಂಗಿತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್, ಈ ಸರಿ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕತ್ತದ. Okay, and also you may compare with the other firm and then you can measure your efficiency, whether you're going in a right path, whether you're to the efficient or not. Facilitating investment decisions. This is very important. Ratios are helpful in computing a return on investment. This helps the management in exercising effective decisions regarding profitable avenues of investment. Long term investments ಬರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಅದು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ Not only long-term investment, it may be any type of investment. ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕತ್ತೀರಿ, that's an investment, whether it is returning or not. One machinery you are expending on a machine, whether it gives you profit or not. Costing ಒಳಗೆ ಕಲಿತೀರಿ. What you learn when you purchase a machine, what is its return per hour rate you are going to learn over there. ಅದೇ ತರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು investment, capital budgeting, that you will be learning. So in capital budgeting, what you do? Capital ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಒಂದು machine ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕತ್ತೀರಿ. What is its return? Plan A, plan B. Machine A, machine B, which is giving you more returns. Not only more number of returns within a speculated period. So this ratio will help you to decide on the investments. Useful in measuring financial solvency. The financial statements disclose the assets and liabilities in a format, but they do not convey relationship of various assets and liabilities with each other. Whereas ratios indicate the liquidity position of the company and proportion of borrowed funds to total resources, which reveal the short-term and long-term solvency of the position. Short-term solvency antandre working capital, current assets to current liabilities. Similarly, you have long-term solvency of the company. What is that? Long-term assets, long-term liabilities, investments, and here you have fixed assets, tangible, intangible. Idinna you compare madi, you give it in the form of percentages or ratios. Usually it is in the form of ratios. Interfirm comparison. So I told you this we will do for last year data. Take the last year data of the same company and you compare it what you are doing in this year. Similarly, you can also compare it with the last year. ನೀವೇ ಮನಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಓದ್ಕೋತ ನೀವೇ ಬುಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಓದ್ಕೋತ ಕುಂತ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಓದ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರ ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೋರ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಯು. ಸೊ ಇದು ಯಾವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ? ನೀವು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಆಕಿ ಜೊತೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ವಿತ್ ಅದರ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೇನು ರ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಓದ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ವೈ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್? ಯು ಕಂಪೇರ್. ಆಕಿ ಅಷ್ಟು 20 out of 20 ತಗೊಂಡಾಳ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್. ನೀವು ನೀವೇ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತ ಹೋದ್ರಿ, ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತ ಹೋದ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಮೇ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಡ್ ಫರ್ದರ್. You compare yourself with the other company, how they are doing and how you can do. Okay, this is helpful with the help of ratio analysis. You can calculate and you can tell the figures to your management. These are all the advantages of ratios and ratio analysis. Now we'll go for limitations. So now we'll go for limitations of ratio analysis. So for every item there is advantage as well as some of the limitations they will be having. What are those? Ratios are precious tools in the hands of management, but utility lies in the proper utilization of ratios. Mishandling or misuse of ratios and using them without proper context may lead the management in a wrong direction. The financial analyst should be well versed in computing ratios and proper utilization of ratios. Like all techniques of control, ratio analysis also suffer from several ifs and buts. And for proper computation and utilization of ratios, the analyst should be aware of limitations of ratios. That means what? Ratio analysis has limitations. What type of limitations? If you are a manager, consider yourself as a financial manager, consider your calculations. You don't know how to calculate ratio. And you have done some wrong calculations. You have showed some wrong ratios, some wrong percentages. What happens? You are misleading the management. First of all, you should be very perfect. Every manager should be perfect with how to calculate the ratios. What are the standards that has to be set? How to analyze it? How to read it? ನೀವು ಬರೇ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತಪ್ಪ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರಿ, ರಾಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್, ತಪ್ಪನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿಕತ್ತೀರಿ. you're telling the informations in a wrong way. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಚೇಂಜ್. So for ratio analysis, there are certain limitations that we'll study here. First one is practical knowledge. As I told you, the analyst should have thorough knowledge and experience about firm and industry. Firm and industry ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. The analyst. Ratios are means. Ratios are not an end in themselves, but they are means to achieve a particular purpose or end. Ratio is not a end ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಫೈನಲ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀವಿ? ಟು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್. ಫರ್ದರ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್. ಇಂಟರ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್. ಓಕೆ, ratios are interrelated, and therefore a single ratio cannot convey any meaning. It has to be interpreted with reference to other related ratios to draw meaningful conclusions. Okay, ratios are interrelated. ಒಂದೇ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಳಕ್ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಟೂ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಇಂಟರ್ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್. ಅವೆಲ್ಲಾನು ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿನೇ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಫುಲ್ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್. Non-availability of standards and norms. This is very important. Ratios ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, how do you know whether it is correct or not? There should be some standard set. ಅವಾಗಷ್ಟೇ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು this is correct or not. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ನಡೆದು, ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ? ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ದಿಸ್ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್? ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಎನಿಬಡಿ ನೋಸ್ ದಟ್ the positivity rate should be below 5%. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ. 5% ತಳಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಓಪನ್ ದ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಲೈಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, if you score 60% and above, that is first class. 75 and above, distinction. What are these? These are the standard set. 40% and above is pass, below 40% is fail. What are these? These are the standards that are set. So these standards are niಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. For working capital, you don't know the standards, then there is no meaning in the ratios. Accuracy of financial information. The accuracy of ratio depends on accuracy of information derived from financial statements. If the statements are inaccurate, same will be the result with ratios. Nim income statement tappittu, balance sheet tappittu, naturally ratios will be wrong. So you should be very clear with if the statements are correct and accurate, even the ratios will be accurate. If there is a mistake in your statement, income statement tappittu, balance sheet tappittu, naturally your ratios will give wrong results. Consistency in preparation of financial statement. Interfirm comparisons with the help of ratio analysis will be helpful only if the firms use uniform accounting procedures consistently. Otherwise, the comparison may be useless. Comparison ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರಿ? Consistency in preparation. This is very, very important. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು everything depends on your income statement and balance sheet. Final accounts are very important. Ratio analysis ಏನು, ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಡಾಟಾ ತಗೋತೀರಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೇಕೋ ಆ ತರ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ how it is defined. ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡಿಟಿ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ಯದ. So you go for current assets and current liabilities. So current assets ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ತಪ್ಪಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you cannot do anything. So here also, when you are comparing with other firms, you have to follow the accounting procedures. ಅವರು ಸೇಮ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಔಟ್. ಅದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಫಾರ್ ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೇಮ್. So everybody should follow that accounting procedure and calculate, then only in comparison it will help, otherwise no. For example, cash is current asset for you. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಕಂಪನಿ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೋತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅವಾಗ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ತಿಳಿತಾ? Detachment from financial statements. Ratios are not substitutes to financial statements. They can be meaningful only if they read along with information with which they are prepared. If the information is detached, ratios themselves cannot convey such meaningful messages. Detachment from financial statements. So ratios are not substitutes for financial statements. Financial statements are there. ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅದೇ ಡಾಟಾ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಡಿಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಇದು ಬೇರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಡಾಟಾ ತಗೊಂಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಲ್ಯಾಗ್. Ratio will be fruitful only if conclusions are conveyed quickly to the management. If there is a delay, the utility of data is diminished and purpose itself may be defeated. ಈಗ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೇಳ್ತದೆ, ನೀವು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡೋ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದ. ನಿಮ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಬುಕ್ ನೀವು ಇವತ್ತು ನಾಳೆ ತನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್. I'm telling you very seriously, for ratio analysis there is numerous number of problems and I cannot solve all those things. You should have the book. ಈಗ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. Change in price level. Ratio analysis becomes redundant during periods of heavy price in fluctuations. Okay, price level change ಆದಂಗೆ ನಿಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೋದ ವರ್ಷ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತು, ಈ ಸರಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಅದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫ್ಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್. ವಿಂಡೋ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. The information given in the financial statement is affected by window dressing, that is showing better picture to outsiders than what is actually in financial position of the profitability. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು, ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅದ, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸಸ್, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಇಲಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್, ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ನೋಡಿ ಟ್ಯಾಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಓಕೆ. But when you go to the real time problems, there are so many firms which give different picture to the investors. Andre balance sheet bare publish ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. What is that balance sheet? It shows lots of profitability. It shows lots of assets. Andre the picture what you are showing to the others is different from that what actually is the financial position. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ ವಿಂಡೋ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ನೀವು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಫೋಟೋಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇಟ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್. ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಅದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆನೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ನೀವು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗ, ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಚಲೋ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀರಿ. ಕಂಪನಿ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀರಿ, ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ ಮೇ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ದ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಂಪನಿ. Ratio analysis should be on actual financial position, actual financial statements. avagashte ನೀವು analysis correct ಆಗ್ತದೆ, illandre ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Okay, these are all the limitations of ratio analysis. Okay, so lastly today we'll study lastly about the users and users of financial ratio analysis. ಇದು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಅದ and ಯಾರು ಇದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Track company performance. Determining individual ratios per period and tracking the change in their value over time is due to spot trends that may be developing in a company. For example, an increasing debt to asset ratio may indicate that company is overburdened with debt and may eventually be facing default risk. Why it is helpful ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್. ಫರ್ದರ್ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಡೆಟ್ ಟು ಇಕ್ವಿಟಿ ರೇಷಿಯೋ, ಡೆಟ್ ಟು ಅಸೆಟ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ. there you will understand what is your liability. ನೀವು ಇನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಅದನ್ನು, that tracking the company performance. Make comparative judgments regarding company performance. Comparing financial ratios with other major competitors is done to identify whether a company is performing better or worse than the industry average. Andre bare company, for example, VG Women's is compared with Godutaya College. Both are at equal level, you can say, but we are a step ahead from them. ಈಗ ನಾವು NAC procedures ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ we are in A grade. VG Women's College is in A grade. Godutaya is in B grade. Actually in between ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಬರ್ತದೆ B+ ಅಂತ. So that means what we are comparing, by comparing we will know that we are one step ahead of them. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ತರ ನೀವು ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಂಪನಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಸಣ್ಣ ಕಂಪನಿ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಮ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವೆದರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್, ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ. Users of financial ratios include external parties and internal to the company. External users yaru andre financial analyst, retail investors, creditors, competitors, tax authorities, regulatory authorities, and industry observers. Internal users andre management team, employees, and owners. ಈ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ನೀವು ಹೊರಗಿನವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ. Who are those? Creditors, investors, shareholders, industry observers, analysts. ಇವ್ರು ಇದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ so that they can compare and they can set the standards. Internal users under management, employees, owners, for what? To measure their efficiency, whether they are doing it right or not. So these are the users of financial ratios. Okay. So this is all what you have about ratios. This is the theoretical part of ratio, what you have studied today. So from tomorrow onwards, in the next class, I'll be dealing with, we'll be starting with the classification of ratios, and we will also start the problems. Okay.